Welcome to a video where I showcase 5 things that you may or may not know. Some of these facts may be in plain sight to some, but for others this may be the very first time that you hear about them. Let's get started. To start, did you know Petrified Cactus actually has damage drop off on her weapon? It may be hard to believe, especially given the nature of her weapon. Normally up close she can hit 40 damage for a direct hit, but if we are to go such an obscene distance and shoot at this uplink bot all the way over there, we can see that instead of hitting 40, the damage displays 36. If we are to look into Petrified Cactus's internal data, we can see that her damage drop off distance starts at 100 meters and ends at 200, resulting in the damage dropping down to 30 at the end. It's not exactly clear as to why the damage drop-off range needs to be that long, especially for a manual detonation character, but since we're not the developers, all we can really do is speculate. Secondly, did you also know RodeZ at some point in time was originally going to work on an ammo system instead of an overheat system? Initially, this was brought to my attention by Gabriel, who showed the animation from the back, which made me initially think this could only be viewed on PC. However, eventually a video was discovered where, thanks to the work of Wolf 2, it is possible to view the animation in all versions of the game by performing a glitch that combines Dr. Toxic and RodeZ into one. This animation left over is perhaps the only remnants of the ammo system concept for the RodeZ variant. As for why PopCap changed him to an overheat system, we may never know. Heading over to BFN. Did you know that both Wildflower and TV Head have an unused ability that involves each of them summoning a spawnable at their desire? Thanks to this footage by HeyI'mJ, we can observe the following. For TV Head, this ability allows him to summon a simple brown coat, though this is likely a placeholder, since the brown coat often dies 8 seconds after existing due to how weak it is. The Wildflower, on the other hand, gets to summon a motherfucking Doom Shroom, which is totally fair and balanced. It is possible that they were originally the abilities they were supposed to have, as opposed to the obnoxious drones they now have. But again, this is only down the speculation. Heading back over to Garden Warfare 2, did you know that the turrets Rose has at one point in development were meant to be upgradable? Thanks to the findings of an unknown source, 2 images were found of these upgradable versions. The first image shows each of the different stages models, showing a similar format to the engineer turrets from Garden Warfare 1, in becoming more and more advanced. The other is likely a part of the texture sheet, though with me not being familiar with 3D models, I'm not sure as to which part it is. If anyone happens to be tech savvy with 3D character models, let me know in the comments below. Lastly, heading all the way back to Garden Warfare 1, did you know the Mega Sunflower and Driftwood Shores was not the first idea that the developers had for the final mini-game structure? Instead, according to some findings by HeyI'mJ, discovering it in a developer's portfolio was this image of an early version of the final mini-game of Driftwood Shores, dubbed as the Eye of Sauron. This particularly intriguing and rather creepy structure was likely what was supposed to be in place of the Mega Flower before the Mega Flower took its place, having a massive eye suspended high into the sky that looked upon all those who dare stood before it. Would have been rather cool to see if the initial concept wasn't so fucking creepy. Concept art of the Mega Flower as shown here, likely in the later stages of development, depicts the Mega Flower attacking with some sort of laser, similar to the Sunbeam ability that the Sunflower has. Well, thanks to some findings by Gabriel, this exact laser beam weapon was found in the files of Garden Warfare 2. Whilst it functions similar to the Sunbeam, it can be noted that this particular beam weapon is susceptible to overheating if used too much, which is rather interesting. Jeff Shaw, one of the developers, mentioned in a tweet from 2 years ago regarding this particular beam, which the Mega Flower would use to attack the zombies, though it was scrapped due to it making the mini-game far too difficult for them. Whilst changes were made for the better, it would have been intriguing to see the Eye of Sauron in action and see how much of an impact it could have had on gameplay if it was allowed to make it to the live service version of the game.